We are going to go over a quick demo on how to make a sketchbook that you can use for class out of really simple materials. So you need to find some paper that you might want to do this with. You could use just copy paper for the inside, so something you'd put in a printer, just blank regular white paper. And then something a little heavier for the cover. So I just kind of went through my stuff and found some random papers. Some of them even had stuff on the other side. You can totally use this as like a recycle paper thing. You can get really creative and like basically use whatever you want for your cover. It helps to have something a little thicker, a little heavier to do that. But okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start by just folding all this paper in half. You probably want about 20 sheets on the inside. This is a bone folder. A bone folder is what bookmakers and paper artists use to help kind of do nice folds. I'm right-handed, so I kind of line up on the left hand, hold the corners together, and then go through across the middle and up and down with the bone folder. Now, if you don't have a bone folder, please don't go buy one, but you never know what's in people's houses, right? But you can just do it with your hand too. So but you do want to take your time and fold each paper individually. So taking one paper at a time will make your book look a lot nicer. And just kind of go up and down, whoop, whoop. Sound effect makes it come out way better, I promise. And just take your time, do each page. If you try to do all of them at once, they will not fold as nicely. You can also use like a piece of cardboard. So this is just like a random little piece of cardboard I have. And I kind of use it as a bone folder. You could use a ruler, you could use an eraser, you could use a cereal box. I don't know, you could use whatever, but you don't want to like mark it up. And so as you get your pages going, you're going to stack them inside each other. I know it's a little hard to see kind of what I'm doing, but you're not going to like stack them on top of each other. You're going to stack them inside of each other. And that way it'll look more and more like a book. So we're going to pretend that I have 20 sheets because you probably don't want to watch me fold 20 sheets of paper. And you're going to put them all inside of each other, just like this. Oh, not like that, but like this. And make sure they're all kind of right on top of each other. And then we're going to pick out our cover paper. So I'm going to use this one for the demo. It's a little bit thicker, but kind of just feels like construction paper. Maybe a little thicker than that. Do the same thing. Line it up real nice. And fold. The thicker the paper, the better it is to have something to kind of help you fold more than like your finger or your fingernail. Something that'll give it a little bit more of a crisp edge. And then you're just going to stack it all inside of each other. Next, we're going to bind the book together. So you can use kind of anything for this. I have this lovely colorful box of embroidery floss that's all tangled up that I'm going to use one of the strings from. So you can use yarn, like regular sewing string might be too thin. You might want to do something a little bit thicker. So it could be yarn, twine. If you have embroidery floss, it's fun because it's more colorful. So anything you kind of have to kind of wrap around your book. You might even have those really long rubber bands. That might work. That might pull weird, I'm not really sure, but you could experiment with stuff you have around your house. So what I like to do is measure things based on the size of the book I'm doing. So if you watch, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I have a bunch more to tie up. So I would go between like 4 and 6 lengths of your book, of the spine of your book. The spine is the part that folds, that kind of middle crease. And we're going to just wrap it around it. So think of it like taking a rubber band over that book. We're going to wrap it around the book, through the inside and around the spine a couple times, nice and taut. So not so hard that you're pulling it, that you're tearing the paper, but not so loose that it's going to fall off all the time. And they could fall out, they can slip out. But the nice part about this is you can always like add more paper to this one too and have like multiple signatures. And I can show you how to do that if your book gets folded up or you want to remake it or anything. And then I'm just going to do a couple square knots, trying to keep it as taut as I can. If you have a friend or a family member around that can help kind of hold that tight so while you tie it, I am doing it by myself. And you'll see I don't do a great job of making it nice and tight. But just put a couple square knots in there. And you can have like fun with this. I've had students, like do multiple colors, like mixing multiple colors together, like braiding it, making more of like a bookmark that you can then kind of rotate it and have it kind of come through wherever you've left off. There's not really any right or wrong way to do this. I just wanted to show you this, that it's super simple and you can do it with materials that most of us have at home. So this is a great alternative to having to go buy one. You can use recycled paper, and you can decorate it, put stickers on it, kind of what have you, draw all over it, whatever you want to do with that. You can use all kinds of materials, so have fun with that. I can't wait to see which ones you make or what yours look like if you make them. And if you're like, no, I just want to go buy one now, that's totally fine. But these are fun to do and fun to make. These are some other ones students have made in class, and I can show these techniques later. I'll make some more videos so you can see. This is called a Japanese stab binding. It doesn't lay flat, but it's another fun one. We printed some lined paper, so it could be more of like a notebook journal. Such a pretty stitch. I love that one. And then this is another one that I started, so you can kind of see the demo. I'll use that later when I teach you how to do it, if you want to watch. And then this one's just a straight stitch for those of you that are kind of used to sewing. It's just a straight stitch that goes through, but they're really beautiful, really elegant. I love handmade books and how they look. It's really fun to explore. So have fun. I'll make more videos if you enjoy it, and we'll get to drawing and thinking. Cool.